In part 2 of how to make French beaded miniature lilies today, I will show you how to make the pistil and stamen. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, my name is Fen Lee, author, bead instructor, and designer here at the Bead Flora studio. Last week I showed you how to make the petals for the miniature lilies. If you missed the first lesson, check that video out. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make the pistil and stamen using a combination of techniques. This is an intermediate project. If you are new to French beading, check out some of the beginner level projects on my channel. As always, materials and tool lists will be in the description. Let's get into it. To make the stamen, we'll need 26 inches of 26 gauge silver wire cut. Now let's make a knot at one end. Let's string on 15 white beads and 15 yellow beads. Now let's leave about a 4-inch tail. I'm just going to eyeball that. And we're going to make a loop with these beads here. And let's have the loop to be about 1.5 inches and twist 4 times. Now let's string these on and make 4 more of these loops. Now I have all 5 of these loops done, so now let's take the beads and move them all to one side with the yellow beads on the top and the white beads on the bottom. Take your cutters and cut at the bottom so that there's one wire here. And just going to make a knot here. And take your pliers and just kind of tuck the bottom in. Twist it. What you can do at this point is, since we did use 26 gauge wire, we can just push the beads down to cover the twisted wire. If you can't, push the beads down because you use a heavier gauge wire, that is fine too. It can stay right here. And I have done that and it's perfectly fine. Okay, so with the loop here, let's just pinch this down to form like a little heart shape. All right. Okay, so let's snip the wire off and tuck this in. You may notice that I'm using different pliers. That's because I don't know where my regular pliers are, and I'm just using these jewelry making pliers, but they work fine. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same with the rest of these loops here. Now I'm going to show you how to make the pistil, and I'll be using a 28 gauge gold wire here. You can also use green wire. I just so happen to have gold right next to me, and the color of the wire doesn't really matter, so that's what I'll be using. First, cut off 10 inches off of your spool. I'm just going to make a knot here. And string on 10 beads. And for this, we'll be making a 10 bead crossover loop. Let's leave about 3 inches for the tail. Make our loop. Pinch this here. And let's string up more beads on for the crossover. Bend this up. Remove the excess beads and bend it down the other way. Push the beads up and remove any excess beads right here and wrap around the base. So now let's string on 20 beads onto one of the tail wires. Now thread this wire through the rest of the beads too. Oops, I have a knot here. I guess I didn't need a knot. The knot was not necessary. I'm just so used to making knots. Alright, so now let's take one of the tail wires and wrap it around the base here, just so it's nice and tight. And do it one more time for a good measure. In the next lesson, I'll show you how to make the leaves. Here is one of my featured students. Email or DM me a picture on Facebook or Instagram for a chance to be featured. Now see you next time.